Welcome back to 3-Piece Sports. I'm Dustin and this is Dustin's Picks. If you watched the previous episode, I know what you're thinking. Why am I listening to this guy? And I know, I went 3-5. For all you gamblers out there, you know that you get your losses out of the way early. That's what we call that. Because you don't want to be losing later on the season. That's when you want to be raking in the money. So I got my losses out of the way early. When teams surprise you, you don't know who's going to come out looking strong, who's going to flop from that was strong last year. And now I kind of have an understanding of that. And with that said, I guarantee you these picks will go over 500 easily. Last week I went 3-5. So I am picking 8 games again, and I will go more than 4-4. I will go at least 5-3. I guarantee it. And with that said, let's get into this week's picks. This week I'm gonna, instead of doing 5 college picks and 3 NFL games, I'm gonna switch that around. I'm gonna start the NFL, and I'm picking 5 NFL games. The first game I'm taking is New Orleans -3 at Carolina. New Orleans is going on the road, and they're looking to bounce back and prove to the world that they're the better team than how they were last Sunday against the Washington Redskins when they got upset huge. And they're going to prove to the world that they are much better than just 3 points over the Panthers, who they have a history of beating up on the road and at home. I see them winning by at least 7, so take New Orleans. Next up, we got Kansas City +3 at Buffalo. Kansas City played really good in the first half against the Falcons, and they fell flat in the second half. But I think they're going to maintain a full game of solid play. They're getting some defensive players back like Tamba Hali. Kansas City will come out strong, even though they're on the road at Buffalo, who looked absolutely terrible on both sides of the ball last week. And I expect to see a little bit more of that. Sorry for you Buffalo fans, but I'm taking the underdog, Kansas City, +3, so take them. Moving on, I have another underdog who I'm surprised are an underdog. I have Baltimore +2 at Philly. Philly's favored because it's probably because they're at home, but they look so sloppy. For me to say they were sloppy last week is a huge understatement. Michael Vick threw 4 picks to the Browns of all teams. Are you kidding me? I'm taking Baltimore. I mean, their defense and their offense. Flacco looked like a superstar, and I never say that about Flacco. I'm not sold on him yet, and as far as him getting Baltimore to the Super Bowl or anything, but that's a different topic. I have Baltimore going into Philly, and I have them taking them out. They're ranked as an underdog in this? Are you kidding me? Take Baltimore. That's my lock. Take it. Moving on, I have Dallas -3 at the Seahawks. The Seahawks is Seattle, it's a tough place to play. They have a loud stadium, 12th man, all of that. And they have a pretty solid team. But when you compare them to Dallas, Dallas is just the better team on both sides of the ball. They're more established as opposed to Seattle, who is coming up. Take Dallas -3. I have them winning by 10. All right, the next one is another underdog pick. I have Denver +3 at Atlanta. Atlanta looked great against Kansas City last week, but that was against a very depleted Kansas City defense. But Atlanta, they are going to be at home, but they're playing against Peyton Manning and his pass attack, which is back on point. It looks like he's throwing like he did 2 years ago and back in his regular season form. I have him throwing all over Atlanta's defense, which I think it's a little suspect. I'm not sold on their secondary just quite yet. So, and they're the underdog. Take Denver on that, +3. All right, moving on to college. I'm going to go through these quick. But Texas A&M -12.5 at SMU. I was surprised that this spread was actually so low because I think Texas A&M should be favored by at least 20 because that's what I see them winning by. They're going up against SMU, the death penalty school, which is terrible. They're going to be winning at least by 20. Take my advice on that. Texas A&M -12.5. Moving on, we have one of the top-ranked schools in Virginia Tech, -10 at Pitt. Pitt is a good team of the Big East, but that's not saying too much. The Big East isn't exactly the best conference in college football, and I have Virginia Tech going in there and taking them out. They'll win by more than 10. And lastly, this is my lock of the week as far as college football goes. Michigan State -5.5 at Notre Dame. Notre Dame looked good their first week against Navy, but against Purdue last week, I didn't see it. I did not see the same team. I don't think Notre Dame fans saw the same team. I have Michigan State with Le'Veon Bell, who's an early Heisman candidate, gonna run all over that Irish defense. He's going to go off. Their freshman quarterback is finally getting into a rhythm after his first 2 games, and I think they're going to be the better offense, and they have a tough defense. They showed that against Boise State, and in their last week game, I have Michigan State winning, and they're at home in East Lansing. Huge advantage. They'll win by more than 5.5 easily. That's it for another episode of Dustin's Picks. As always, click the football to subscribe. You click this helmet to watch my previous episode. That was a downer episode, but getting the losses out of the way early. This week, put your money down. I guarantee you I will go at least 5-3. Hold me to it. Trust me on this. This week is going to be winners. Bet your money on it.